Good morning, my mates, and welcome back. Home. Okay, I hope you had like a trip, good trip, and welcome back to Dubai and to golf. Anyway, right, I like what you're saying, and well done for going out and doing a session. Like what you're saying, instincts are good. The long-term focus is definitely that and that instead of that. All right, so very, very good. But we are in a bit of a transition period where we've decided, okay, we're going to work really hard on the swing plane and arm depth. All right. Now, it could be a case, you're 100% right, it could be a case of being later, you're not squaring the face in time. But your face position, especially on the backswing, is generally so good. It's more likely that either the hip's not quite open enough, or even though the face is in good position, as the plane is not right, correct, it's still a bit out that way. As you go this way, the toe of the club will always delay, okay, because actually the hosel, people don't realize the hosel is another pivot point. All right, so it could be a case of good face position, good lag, but still swing plane issues, so still going across the golf ball, hence the left to right spin on it. Okay, but we're not too worried in the end result right now. If we see some better results, great, but we're more interested in getting this swing plane down, swing plane correct. Yes, some sequencing with the hips and the later release, and obviously stay on top of this. Okay, that move has to go out. We're never going to get our swing plane right with that move. Okay, but we're getting there with that move, so happy. Okay, so what I want you to do, I want you to warm up with one arm swings. Okay, now you can start off without balls and then hit balls if you want to. All right, you can put so I've got left arm first. You can put your right hand there or there, it doesn't really matter. Okay, now the left arm is just for warm up. Okay, quite happy with that strike. Again, you can do it without balls. All right, and then right hand is actually the one we want to focus on. Okay, so there or there, doesn't matter. I'm going to put it on the left hip. All right, now what we want to feel with the right hand is a bit more action in the right wrist and the right elbow. Okay, now that is going to help our lag. Okay, so that we're not too stiff. Okay, we want to feel some right wrist and right elbow, but okay, it's also going to help our downswing plane. Okay, because when you release your wrist and the elbow, the club goes up and outside. Okay, so feel that softness, feel the club head flattening, dropping, setting. It's all kind of the same idea at the top, and just hit little one-on-ones. Okay, feeling that little bit of whippiness, that little bit of athleticism, a little bit of softness. Okay, so that's the warm-up, right? Right, then we're sticking with step drill. Now, two big reasons we're sticking with step drill. Okay, the first reason is we've got to load this backswing. If we get here, it's very hard to get the club on plane. Okay, so we're going to load this backswing, and that's where the step comes in. But the step also allows us sequence, timing, and reaction to get that right elbow and right wrist to slot in. Okay, it's not this, it's reaction. So as we step, and this is nice and soft, okay, and we make that move, you can see a reaction happening here. Okay, so there's my step. Watch what happens if this is soft. Watch what happens. Okay, so we can see what happens there with that right elbow and swing plane. Okay, so we're keeping step drill. If you feel it soft, great, but we're keeping step drill for those two reasons. Okay, so step. Okay, and then as you get into the flow of step drill, you can start feeling that same move. All right, so before you went away, we're working on the shoulder plane, and now we're working on more the arm depth and the right wrist. Okay, all to move it just a little bit this way. Okay, all right, so that's step drill. All right, and then the last one is a bit of an exaggerated drill, but it's a good one. And what we're going to probably do is work this into our warm-up in the upcoming weeks. All right, but this is called loop-to-loop. Okay, so basically your backswing is actually not bad. I wouldn't say it's inside or anything like that, but a lot of people do that, okay, inside, and then they loop over the top. That's your most common over the top swingers. Right? You're actually quite good on the backswing, and then you just come a little bit over the top. It's just kind of how you learned the game. So loop de loop, okay, is forcing the loop in the opposite direction. Okay, so it's exaggerating. So what you try and do is take the club up and outside as wide as you can. Just weird and deliberate, don't worry about it. It's just a drill, you're not going to swing like this. Okay, and then at the top of the swing, you loop it back this way. Okay, so you're creating a lot of space to deliberately loop it back into. And then you're kind of learning from there to then rotate your body to get the club square. So the idea is up, loop, rotate, square. You can tell of a huge exaggeration. Okay. There's one or two people that actually swing close to this. Matthew Wolf comes to mind. Jason Kokrak used to swing a bit like this as well. Rory, to a certain extent, used to swing a bit like this. But anyway, this is an exaggeration. Okay, so loop to loop, up, loop it, hit it. Okay, so up, loop, and then hit it with body rotation. Okay, so horrible drill, but a good one. And it's a complete exaggeration. Right, it's also going to figure out how much space you've got to loop and when your loop happens. Does it happen at the end of the backswing or does it happen at the start of the downswing? Okay, it's going to be more natural to you and your timing and your sequencing. So just do the drill, don't overthink it. Okay, just see how much you can loop. And if you hit big pushes, that's probably a good sign. So if you get loop, like we're doing with big push, then you're really getting those arms tight and narrow. And that's the feel you're trying to learn. You're trying to learn, oh, this is where I want to hit the golf ball from. Not here. This is wide and away from my body. I actually want to hit the ball. I actually want to hit the ball from here. It's a feel. Okay, exaggerated, but it's a good one. All right, that's your work for the week. Send me some videos if you can. Let me know how it goes. And enjoy. I'll talk to you during the week, mate.